sometimes bad. But one discouraging question being asked is, are we in store for another recession? Should we adjust our investments? Michael Wagner is with the Welch Group, and he is here today to talk about that. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a difficult topic. I think people start worrying about it depending on where you are in your retirement plan, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen China that's had to slow down. I mean, we've seen inflation slowing down. A country that's had rising inflation for years, we're seeing a pullback there. Japan, the third largest economy in the world, has had machinery orders plunge 14% over this past year. And
so these things that we may not think that we need to keep up with in the news is affecting us whether we know it or not.
Absolutely. The biggest one is Europe. I mean, we hear about Europe all the time. It seems like another bailout. Another country's needing a bailout, or more banks are needing bailouts all the time. So we're halfway through the year, and things really don't look that great for the next 6 months of the year.
Okay, so what do you do if you're sitting there, say you're 10 years from retirement, 5 years from retirement? What's your plan?
Well, I mean, 10 years from retirement, we're hoping that the cornerstone of your portfolio is in equities or stocks. Treasuries hit an all-time low all the way across the yield curve yesterday, and they look to maybe set another one today.
Okay, explain that. When Treasuries hit an all-time low, what's going on?
Interest rates, there's a flight to safety. So investors are pulling money out of the stock market or out of equities and putting them somewhere. So they're worried about where to put money, and instead of getting a return on your money, they just want the money to be returned to them. Okay,
so interest rates at an all-time low. That's a good thing if you're wanting to refinance.
Absolutely.
But then there's the bad side of it. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely, it's a great time to refinance. If your mortgage rate is in the 4%, you can get mortgage rates in 3.5% to even a 15-year mortgage we're seeing in the 2s right now. So it's a great time to refinance if you can, to free up cash flow on a monthly basis. But if you have bought a CD 5 years ago and you were getting 5% on your CD, now when it comes to reinvest, you're really only getting close to 1% on that same CD.
So is that something you leave alone right now? Do you move it? What do you do?
If you're 10 years or more from retirement, we say you need to have somewhere between 30% to maybe 10% in those kind of safe assets. If you're a retiree, and that's the ones who are really getting hit now because they're depending on that cash flow, we suggest that you match up the maturities of your bonds when you'll actually need the cash flow. So you'll have money coming due, and you're not as worried about the ups and downs or the dips in the market.
Now, I know he understands that so well because it's what he does for a living, and it may sound like a foreign language to you and me, but if you don't understand all that, how that works, you can talk to a financial planner.
Absolutely. We'd welcome anyone to call.
All right. Thank you so much.
Great.
It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. Michael Wagner of the Welch Group.